all in all, big win. I don't, Calkins, a couple other people have said like this is a monumental win.
A monumental.
But it's like, I don't know that you can say that yet. There's been definitely better wins for the program. It was big.
It's a pretty big
win. But
yeah, I mean,
it is, but you're talking about a team like at the end of the year, is this Florida State team about to be like 2-10?
No,
maybe,
but it's the fact that they're coming in with dramatically more resources to be 50 times better than you. And not only did you hang with them, but you kind of stomped them for a majority of the game until the end, where they started to make some drive. Like it should never have been that close. Even for a down year for Florida State, it shouldn't be that close. So I get the thought and the logic around it for sure.
And let's not forget even the commentary on this show about this game last week, right? Like coming off of a bye week, this is their season, right? Like they have to respond. And while yes, there's a lot of really bad things happening inside that Florida State locker room right now in terms of where things are with this team, whether it's coaching, whether it's personnel, whatever it may be. They should have absolutely played their best game. And I honestly do think there were moments where they played that they had drives that looked like what you would think a Florida State team would look like, right?
That one 3-play drive was very Norvell-esque feeling and Florida State feeling.
But it felt like the Tigers, every time they got any kind of pushback, instead of falling off, pushed back against it. They imposed their will back to Florida State. That is a big deal. That's a big deal to me, is that they didn't wilt from what could have been that momentum, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, even that drive, the final drive, right, where Florida State had all the momentum going their way, Jordan Hankins decides to rush 14 players on 3 straight plays, like, I mean,
wish that was allowed. No wonder it worked.
It worked. 14 got through.
It's the fact that Florida State spent like, I think the number's $2 million in NIL money on their defensive line alone. And you just went in there and won that game. $2 million on their defensive line alone. And you went and just won that. That's insane.
And only spent $500,000 on their quarterback, apparently.
Well, I've talked about that one. I don't think that's who they wanted. I think that's who they got left with. But that's not who they wanted. You get Florida State Cam Ward, and it's a completely different conversation.
Yes.
I don't know.
They got the Heisman.
Dropping balls and all sorts of stuff over there.
Because they're being put at their kneecaps. It's behind their back.
I don't think it all falls on DJ. He's bad, but they got a lot of issues going on.